Hi everyone, good morning and welcome to 3 Charts in 1 with me, Richard Perry, market analyst for Infinox on Friday the 16th of September. Now we've had another lurch of dollar strength coming through, risk appetite seems to be negative once more, and we've seen that affecting through all our charts. We're going to be looking at the sterling dollar chart, which is testing a key support today, looking at that gold chart again, which is now broken down through a key support, and looking at the German DAX. So straight into it with this cable chart. And what we've seen is the recovery sort of around the weekend. We saw this sharp move to the downside on Tuesday on the back of that US inflation number. Bit of a consolidation since then, but the market started to turn dollar positive once more, taking sterling dollar lower. And what we can see now is we're sort of moving towards a test of this trend channel, or the bottom of the trend channel, but also this support at $1.1405. And I'll put it on the weekly chart and we can see the importance of that level. That is the spike low that we got back from COVID, and beyond that, well, that pretty much is it. There's no support until parity at all on cable, so this is a real concern looking forward for cable. I think it continues to be the selling into strength. You've got these little rallies that come into resistance, old support becomes new resistance. We can see these old breakdown levels becoming resistance. It's happened in late August, and again it's happened in September, and it certainly looks as though that if 14 big figure gets broken, and to be honest it looks like it will do, then we're looking at further downside, and then that becomes the basis of resistance overhead. This is the 4-hour chart. We've seen that negative configuration taking hold once more on the momentum. There is downside potential as well. That 4-hour RSI tends to get towards the 20 mark pretty much at the moment as the selling pressure takes hold. So if that does get broken today, if we're looking to the downside, you've got resistance at 114.80 up towards the 115.90 mark. But to be honest, that's the initial level. If 14 big figure gets broken, we're looking at significant downside, I think, potential there. And onto this gold price. Well, again, we saw the gold price falling away on Tuesday on the back of that US inflation data. A little bit of a negative candle Wednesday, but then a sharp move to the downside on Thursday. I'll show you the significance of that 1680 support. It got tested, and then once it got broken, it just went, and it's now down at 1660. Now, let's look at the implications of that on the gold price. Well, again, weekly chart, but look at the amount of times it's 1680, 1677 has been tested, and it's now broken it. It really is looking negative. It's done it on a closing basis, and again, we'll go out on one more level on the weekly chart, and we can see the enormous breakdown that we've got on this gold chart, which now opens levels of 1550, 1450. 1550 was a breakout area, 1560 back from 2019, but then you're sort of back into the 1450s. So this is sort of next target territory. Ultimately, if 1680 now becomes a basis of resistance, it is really looking negative. So you've got 1680 up to 1690 is overhead supply now on a near-term basis. That's where all these old buyers are sitting, worried about their positions. If you do get a technical rally, that's the resistance overhead. But it certainly looks as though lower highs, lower lows, downside potential is still there on the momentum. Look at that RSI 30, but it got back towards low 20s back in July on the latest sell-off. So to be honest, selling into strength is the way to play it, but obviously overhead, it's a concern. So there's a lot of resistance building now overhead on this gold chart, and selling into strength seems to be the way to play it. And finally on the DAX, again, another market. Look at that bull failure. Look at that massive bearish key one-day reversal on Tuesday. Bit of a consolidation Wednesday, then decisively lower Thursday, and again lower early today. It looks like it's coming back to test these old June, July lows. The September lows came in around the, let's just have a measure of that, around this 12,580 mark, but 12,375 to 12,425 are the two lows back from July, and again it looks like these are going to be tested. Ultimately, you've got the consistent trend lower of lower highs and bull failures. And look at the RSI, negative configuration, but also with downside potential. the low 30s tends to be where you see that. So it looks like this is now coming back towards a test of these massive lows that we saw. This is the Ukraine breakout war low that we saw back in March, and then it tested again in June, July. Initial look at it in September, but it looks like now, sorry, in August, but it looks like now September we're sort of coming back towards those levels again. So it doesn't look all that happy on this chart. We've got a basis of resistance overhead 13,000 area, 13,000 to 13,100 basis of resistance, overhead supply, old pivot lines, and yeah, I think selling into strength once more is the way to play the DAX. So I wish you good luck in your trading today, and I will speak to you soon. Thank you very much.